to MCCI for this platform. I'm Preeti Raskar. Uh, I'll start that after 2 years of experience in detail engineering with one MNC, my MNC suddenly got their office closed in Pune. And I was searching for a job, and my ex-employer encouraged me to start a business. And she told me that you have that capacities and you can be entrepreneur. But in my family, there was no buddy in business, and there was no business background in even distant relatives also. So I was not very sure that I could do it, but then I met almost 40 entrepreneurs from client side, vendor side, and whoever I know. And 90% of them encouraged me. Few also informed me that maybe when you go to the client to take or to discuss new order, you need to accompany with your male colleague. But then, so 10% of feedbacks were there. Where I was not sure that whether I will be able to do it. But then MCCI also came in picture. I visited a woman entrepreneur cell in Maratha Chamber of Commerce, and I didn't get statistical data what I do there. But then I got many, many encouragement and path ahead that how should I start and how should I go with this. And then I prepared my profile. Within 6 days, I got a project from Australia in oil and gas for detail engineering. I started my company from my home itself. I started working from my home only. And then after 6 months, I went for rented office. And now still we are working in the detail engineering field. Now we have client in UK, Oman, UAE, and Norway as well. And we are approved vendor of many big MNCs in India like Reliance, Leondale Basil, and IOCL. Thank you.
And how many years has it been now?
It's almost 6+ years, including COVID days. We could survive in COVID days.
Wow. So you must be very proud of how far you've come. We're all very proud of you also.
Thank you so much.
And what about you, Reshma? How did you become an entrepreneur? तुमच्या जर्नीची सुरुवात कशी झाली होती? How did your journey start?
So, hello and thank you MCCI for the opportunity. My name is Reshma. My journey started in 2006. Mostly it was my father's passion that I should do a business and come into the business. Being from a Muslim community, it is very rare for ladies to come out and do any kind of work. But his intention and his motivation towards me brought me into the business. In 2006, we started a business with a single fly press. Being from a commerce background, it was not an easy journey to do something mechanical, engineering type of work. So in initial days, it was very hard and very tough. Each day I have to face many challenges, take and learn something new throughout the day. And I think that all things created me a lot. Initial days, the struggle I took, hard work done by me, all that things made me improve a lot, and that things made me success today. I think that seeds that day I sowed last 16 years, now it is a plant that have grown up with the beautiful fruits.
Were you the first entrepreneur in your family?
Yeah, I am the first entrepreneur in the family, and by education also I am the first girl child in our community, in my family. So who have taken the graduation degree. All the boys were 10th fail, and I was the only girl child who was BCom with the first class.
Amazing. And we'd like to know a little bit about how Mehak has scaled now and what it does.
Now I have learned many things. Means from commerce to engineering field, I can now handle many technical things on my own. Upgraded myself and also my company with lot many things. And I think you should be able to and learn many things day by day. If you have a learning power and if you have a self-confidence in yourself, you can do many things.
Amazing. So, any young entrepreneurs in the audience or those who would listen to this, if they look at constraints of their background as like a stopping factor from them becoming an entrepreneur, I think both of you are an example that nothing can stop you, and you just have to start, and you'll be surprised with how far you go. So we spoke to two queens, and now we have the queen and the queen maker also, because Nandita ma'am has for decades been mentoring many young entrepreneurs. I want to ask you, ma'am, you've seen many startups succeed and many fail also. In the entrepreneurs who manage to scale and succeed, what do they do differently? What are some things that you see in common?
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Just before I give you the answer, I was also a woman entrepreneur. A long time I had started a business, pre-internet, pre-computer, those kind of days. And then I moved into mentoring and looking very, very particular, interested in women entrepreneurship. All right, so during the course of, let's say, my career, when I ran an ad agency also, there were a lot of small entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs who were trying to make an entry and fumbling around and so on and so forth. But I think the real boost for women entrepreneurship was, to me, very importantly during the COVID, because the kind of entrepreneurs that I came across was really what you call nano entrepreneurs who started their journey with doing something which was a hobby, and then they were encouraged and so on and so forth. So let me put it this way, that scaling to me would really mean taking your business, which is maybe homegrown or from a garage, and slowly starting to go about it in the right manner. And maybe they might not have suddenly become stars overnight, but yes, they are in the process of. So two things, very important. One is that they had the right spirit to do, and of course, I would say that, and to listen to experts. Because otherwise, when you come across somebody who says, no, I know it all, well, it ends. So my advice would always be that you do what you are good at, and you leave, like say, they were good at their products. But I said, leave the rest of the management of so many other things to the experts, and make use of institutions like MCCI and so on and so forth. But according to me, two very important things which make a business, or rather I have seen, is definitely the fact that I would look at it from a perspective of how the product is placed in what sort of a context. It might be just a commodity. Maybe it could be selling a jam, but let's say if that is going to be turned into something interesting, which is where my expertise comes in as far as marketing and branding is concerned, it does help for them to become successful.
Join the conversation at Fair Observer and subscribe to our YouTube channel.